Well, I am standing here with Amber at Parr Lumber, and we are going to be talking today, Amber, about decking and really taking a deck that might look kind of old and weathered and making it pop.
Absolutely. So this is a common issue regarding most decks. Well, anything that's been exposed to our Oregon weather or sun or over time, your deck will gray because of the natural tannins. If you have a cedar deck, for instance, that's why it turns gray.
Yeah.
There's several different cleaners available in the market right now to use. We've got super deck cleaners right here. Kind of show you on this board what we have is this is unstained, untreated wood. So this is going to be kind of the worst of what you'll get.
Yeah.
Then the next step we have is we've cleaned it just using the super deck cleaner. Again, like I said, there's a lot of cleaners out there on the market. Basically what that's going to do is remove all of the dirt and start to scrape away some of that tannin.
Okay.
Now, if you want to apply a stain and you're not doing like a solid pigment stain that's going to cover up a lot of that gray that's left, like here, we're going to do a brightener. What the brightener is going to do is remove what's left of that tannin and really give the wood its natural, vibrancy. It's that.
And it's obvious that it actually really does brighten it up.
Yes, it really does work. Yeah, these are put it on by its recommended times. This is exactly the result you're going to get. These boards were from these boards, so the process really does work.
It really does, and that's with this product here.
That's with this
But
product
is that
here.
pretty much all of them you would want to use something to start the cleaning with? Now, before you start cleaning, let's say there's some moss and stuff on there. I'm assuming that you would sweep that or power wash it off first and then do the cleaner?
Either one. You can scrub it with the brush. All of these are easiest if you can pump spray it on, let it set for its time, and then scrub it with a nice deck brush or broom, one of those shop brooms.
Yeah.
They're all going to get you the same result. As long as you follow the instructions on the containers, you should be getting results just like these.
So then once we get to the cleaned and brightened spot, we're clean, then what is our next step?
So then you should have boards similar to this. Now these are new boards, but you can see from the old board, it's pretty similar. The stain we're going to use today is called Penifin.
Now I have to say, I've heard a lot of people talk about this product and with rave reviews.
Yes. Penifin is a great product. One of the things that makes Penifin different from other stains you may see is they use rosewood oil. And that absorbs into the actual wood fibers more than you will see on some of the other semi-transparent stains that are out there. It's got one of the strongest mildicides out there. It's just a really good stain that offers 90 to 99% UV protection, which can be unheard of in some stains in some of the markets. So,
well, now I noticed that I'm the only one with gloves on. Why is that?
Darn, I just don't know where to get a good pair of gloves. So since you're ready, Penifin is on deck surfaces typically a 2-coat process.
Okay.
So when you brush you can brush it, use a pad like this, a sprayer. You can use anything to apply the stain.
So if you have a lot of space, you can even spray it on.
Yeah, we're going to brush it on today because obviously our deck is very small. So
it's a tiny little deck.
It's the tiniest deck. So you're going to brush your stain on and then wait about 30 minutes. And then what you'll want to do after that 30 minutes is take any kind of rag that isn't going to release a lot of fibers. We wouldn't want to use this side.
So I'm going to start brushing this on. Is there a specific way, or is this just
I always say with the grain of the wood like you're doing now.
Okay.
Unlike an interior stain, you're not going to see, as if you brushed against the grains, you won't see as much on the deck surface as you would doing a hemlock or an oak in your home.
It goes on pretty easy.
Oh, it's great. So then you're going to let this soak for about 30 minutes. And then afterwards, we're just going to rush and do this. But you're going to be wiping the excess. Now, there will not be this much excess in 30 minutes.
Certainly.
There'll be a little bit.
Because it's going to absorb into the wood.
It'll absorb into the wood. Basically, what's going to come out is what it can't handle at the moment.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to be wiping off. So we'll just, wipe it off. And the reason you want to wipe it off is because there's going to be some dampness to what's remaining, and it will attract dust and everything else. And so what we want to do is remove that excess, and then what you're going to do is apply another coat, let that set, and do the same process again.
Okay.
Wipe the excess off. Now, this one here has had the two-coat process done to it.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, you can see on the end of the grain, too, how far that rosewood oil has soaked into your wood.
Yeah. Well, now, we were talking earlier, and unlike a lot of different stains, once this is on, if you want to reapply it in the next year or two, you don't have to strip it. This
No.
can be applied on top of itself.
Yeah, another great quality about the Penifin is exactly that. There's no stripping process
Nice.
needed. It's just a nice, brush off. Hopefully there won't be any moss or mildew because of
Yeah.
the mildewcide in the
Yeah.
Penifin. But scrub it with the brush, hose it off, let it dry. Just put another coat. There's no stripping. You don't have to start from one again. You know?
Sounds very, very good. All right. Well, we all have decks, most of us, and we're in Oregon, and they're going to get kind of not the best looking things in the world. So for more information on how you can make your deck look brand new, come on out to any of the Parr Lumbers. Thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you.